with Monster Hunter Wilds on the distant horizon. It's a pretty good time to be a Monster Hunter fan. And now that I've enjoyed the series for multiple thousands of hours, I think it's time I started giving back to the community. And for my first contribution, I am going to present some ideas and thoughts I've had about Monster Hunter Wilds. Some of my talking points will be negative, but I think this game will be fantastic no matter what happens, whether all my negative points are realized or none of them. With that out of the way, I will now divulge what I have seen in the cosmic visions. So there I was, teaching a hard-of-learning young man how to make a simple, decent build for progressing through high rank. As I stare at the armor sets, I look at all the skills attached to them, and I think to myself, I guess that makes sense, but... Mantles need to be built into armor sets. That's it. That's the future. Imagine a full set of Legiana armor having a glider mantle built in, Uragan having a single instance of Rocksteady, Valhazark having full miasma resist, or maybe even a Mantle of Thorns, dealing damage whenever you roll into a monster. Essentially, give armor sets an extra passive ability across the board. More so a fun utility addition, and not so much higher damage, affinity, or status buildup, and do away with mantles in the process. In my eyes, this would just be a cool way to get rid of mantles, because I hate them oh so very much. Stupid ugly lizard hoods and shit. Too silly. Go away. One of my biggest hopes for Wilds is a far stronger emphasis on more seamless cooperative play. World buffed it, Rise almost got it, and older games are either nailing it or running lost media on private servers. The feeling of joining randoms in a 4-player lobby for a night of hunts and getting to know your fellow hunters was some of my favourite memories of online gaming. I don't expect them to bring back 4-player hubs. What I think we need is a more modern solution. In my perfect world, instead of separating gathering hubs and regular hub areas, it's all just integrated. If there's another hunter in your session, they will be visible in the main areas. Randoms, friends, whoever decides to stumble into your session, they will all walk in through the front gate. No more waiting for cutscenes either. Just hide the extra hunters during the cutscenes, then continue play. Or better yet, allow for all 4 hunters to be in them at once. It cannot be that hard. You cannot convince me otherwise. Allow for up to 16 player hunts in sieges, if they make a return. Maybe even in special event hunts, simply because that would be fucking funny. And if it's actually good, maybe just always allow it. Let hunters join their friends in a single level higher hunts as well, just to make catching up a bit easier. Who knows? I just think the flow of multiplayer needs huge improvements, and I think that's hard to disagree with. I also worry about the open world aspect affecting the hub areas, but I'm very hopeful Capcom has a cool solution to this. This is a quick one that I pray will age like milk. Slap-on weapons cannot be back. They just can't. What they can be is progressional mid-tier versions that eventually turn into a unique weapon at higher ranks. I think this was the intention in World. Either they ran out of time, or they're just a bit not very clever. We cannot have endgame slap-on weapons again. Simple. Now, if there's one thing that I'm freakishly stubborn about, it's video game mounts. I hate them so much. Not because of the alternative transport that they offer. What I hate is the way the maps tend to be designed around the mounts. The amount of emphasis on "seek rats" already greatly concerns me. Elden Ring suffered the same issue, and I was happy to see the criticism raised louder than it was when the game released. Huge spectacles that offer nothing but pretty areas to ride torrent through with nothing worth exploring for. I am freaking out, worrying that the maps in Wilds will do something similar. The only reason I'm actually freaking out about this is that in the footage of combat, a lot of the time all I can see is huge expanses of flat sand dunes that look like they would be painful to traverse on foot. It doesn't help that the secrets look like half-baked freaks. I struggle to imagine the ace hunter of the entire Earth riding into combat on a glorified chook. Just seems a bit silly to me. Fortunately, my own stubbornness forbids me from using mounts, so I won't ever have to tackle this idea. But what I mainly want to communicate is that I pray the maps are intricate, detailed, and actually require some time to internalize, rather than having your secret just warp you to your target. Just remember that this point comes from a place of mental sickness, so take it with a grain of salt. I played through Elden Ring without Torrent, Monster Hunter Rise without even taking a Palamute on a hunt, and only found out Monster Hunter World had Tail Raider rides the other day. So basically, I'm not too smart, and really should just walk back down from this hill. But I probably won't. And that's about it. They better bring back the Kushala heavy bowgun. Goodbye.